Thank you for staying with us. Amid the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party, that's the PDP, a faction of the party led by Bauchi Governor Bala Mohammed has approached the court seeking an ex parte order to hold the party's National Executive Council next meeting. Recall that some governors elected under PDP and led by Mr. Mohammed had moved to remove acting national chairman Umar Damagum. The move deepened the crisis in the party as some stakeholders, especially those loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, opposed the move. Now, in view of this crisis, governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP National Working Committee, the Board of Trustees, and other prominent members of the party have met at the Bauchi Governor's Lodge on Tuesday. The meeting is part of a series of meetings by the leadership of the PDP to address the internal wrangling within the party. According to information made available to journalists, major discussions at the meeting covered issues within the party, preparations for the forthcoming Ondo State governorship election, and plans for the 2027 general election. Joining us to give more insight on latest development in the People's Democratic Party is public affairs analyst and journalist Charles Ideho. Charles, good morning.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. It's good to hear.
Glad to see both
Have
of you
you?
again. Yeah.
Yes, join us.
Yeah.
Now, it seems the dust hasn't settled with the issues going on within the PDP. Recall that there was a committee set up to ensure that, okay, the issues were resolved. And the chair of that team has said that his own job is finished. And so the meeting yesterday, we haven't heard anything out of it, but there's been tussles here and there when you look at the court cases, even though at some point I think the Bauchi State Governor, Kim Mao Zamfara State Governor, said that they are not part of whichever court case is being put forward as it is. But from your perspective, do you think that these meetings will actually yield the desired result for the PDP?
Well, I personally hope it does because we can't, no democracy can run very prominently and prosperous. I mean, no democracy can be prosperous if you don't have any very strong opposition. Okay, because if you have one party system cannot bode well for Africa because when you look at our DNA, it's always winner take all. And once you have such a situation on ground in Africa, it will mean that people's voices, people's choices will be stifled, which of course we need opposition. As we speak now, only the people of Nigeria are the opposition. You understand, if you understand what I mean. So that's why I'm thinking that it is possible it becomes possible for them to resolve. But the crises are too deep. They're actually deeper than what we're seeing because even as we speak now, there are three very powerful factions within the PDP, and these factions are on their own very powerful. So they are not each of them, in the manner speaking, none of them want to sheathe the sword. So if you have three very powerful factions within a system, and none is trying to sheathe a sword, then you now imagine what rapprochement that can be procured to bring semblance of peace to that party.
Too powerful, you say?
Three, actually. Three.
Yes, you said they are powerful.
Very powerful.
And they are more powerful than what I call it now, the central organ.
But do they? Does PDP does it seem to be having any central organ right now? Doesn't seem so. The central organ is supposed to have the one they are fighting. I mean, Bala is saying, Bala Mohammed, governor of Bauchi State, is saying that because Umar Damagun used to be the national vice chairman, not. So when after following the loss of that election by Atiku, that's PDP. And then remember Professor Ayu was asked to go. So Bala Mohammed is saying that you have a constitution within the party that stipulates that if you have any vacancy or in any position, and then somebody is ousted, so you must shop for a replacement from within the zone. Ayu is not from the northeast. Ayu is from the north central. So why did you have to go all the way to northeast to pick a replacement rather than shop within the south, the north central? You understand? So that's also was, but again, there's a court, I think it was Justice Peter Leaf, if I recall his name well, that also gave a pronouncement that you can't remove Damagun. It's only the national, I think, okay, you can only elect or remove any national officer at the national convention. They've not had any convention for now. So law, but the court is saying Damagun is the substantive national chairman, even though on acting capacity. So it's a whole lot. You have, on the one hand, Wike's camp led by, okay, well, I'm not saying led by, driven by people like governor of Oyo State, Sheyi Makinde. Incidentally, you also have Amadou Fintiri, who is from the home state of Atiku from another camp. So Fintiri, who you think should be supporting his own brother in the manner of speaking, is against his own against his own interests. So you have a whole lot of it's too messy.
So what then was the work of the reconciliating
by Olagunsoye?
Yes.
Well, Olagunsoye has done his committee has done its job. Submitted. Well, they done their job by submitting. I mean, they gave them an assignment. Assignment. After that one, they delivered. Okay, you sent me a message. I have this message. This is what you sent. So they submitted to National Working Committee. Yes,
it's supposed to reconcile.
No. Okay, no. I think the way the organ is structured. When after they have done with that, they will submit to the National Working Committee, who will now submit to the National Executive Council that has the power to ratify. So that has not met. So it's only when the National Executive Council has met, they will now ratify what has been submitted to the National Working Committee. So that's why I say the committee has finished its job. They submitted whatever they have, the extracts, and they take away. So we wait for the National Executive Committee to meet. But how would they also convene that when you have even the NEC, they be balkanized in the manner of speaking. So it's a whole lot of mess.
Wasn't Oyinlola's committee, as in the retired general, now wasn't his committee also in charge of punitive measures if indeed there is merit there? Okay, like you have said, we don't know the recommendations as you have said, but what will it take for there to be genuine reconciliation in view of these powerful blocks that you have mentioned?
Well, genuine reconciliation will mean that they should go back to their party constitutions, the statute book of the party, and then begin to look at whoever has done something wrong should be punished, no matter how highly placed. But again, those who think you'll be punished, they are the ones who are powerful. So it's not possible for you to punish a powerful person in a very weak system. Now, whether in Nigeria or wherever, let's settle with the party, PDP and all that. You have a constitution that is your status book that is supposed to guide you, right? But you now have, the system has thrown up very powerful people and then weakened the laws that are governing them. And within the law, the statute book, they have people, you can punish people who are engaged in anti-party activities. So you have more than one person who have been engaged with that. So what law would you now activate to punish them? The laws are weak, the people are very powerful. So that's why I'm saying that it's a lose-lose situation for everybody. But that's why I said I am hoping that this last-ditch effort for them to, well, no, I don't know if it's last anyway, this effort for them to bring all the parties together might yield any positive result. So I hope, because as I said earlier, we can't afford to have a one-party system anywhere in Africa.
Well, there are those who say we do not have one party because during the time of election, you see a long list of parties. And so while they are not functional or vibrant, will be left to them, not the system. But let's come back.
Have you heard of name existing? Okay.
Let's come back to the issue and the matter of the courts in this whole matter. There are those who believe that the courts is also polarizing the party, the issues in the party and the party itself. What do you say to that?
Okay, well, the court cannot rely on anything outside evidences, okay? Now, when you approach the court, you must approach the court. You bring your prayers. They will look at your prayers. It is within your prayers they are going to be bringing a pronouncement or judgment. So when they approach the court, they said, is it possible for maybe the state organ of any party to oust a national officer? The court says no. The court looked into their constitution. So, okay, the constitution says only the national officer can be elected or removed at the national convention. So people now say, okay, they're going to be removing Damagun, who is the acting chairman, by not even the higher organ. The lower organ says it's not possible. So that's why I said the court did what they should do by looking at the merits and the demerits and all the things that the constitution says you should do. That's what the court said. No, for now, you must keep the removal of Damagun in abeyance until you are able to have internal mechanism to resolve it. It's quite sad that when parties are out of government in this country, they seem to just be balkanized. For instance, PDP between 1999, I think PDP is the longest, is the oldest party, about close to 26 years now, 25 going on 26. So 1999, okay, between 1999 when they came into power and 2015 when they lost their election to APC, they always had this internal mechanism for reconciliation and all that, because they all had a recourse to the president that time, whether it was Obasanjo who did 8 years, so they had all looked up to the president to resolve their differences. Now, when they lost the election, the 2015, and then there were governors, very powerful governors who they now defer to. These were governors who were actually funding the party. So they were running to the governors. The governors were able to hold the party down. Now, the governors who were able to do that now, they are now on different sides. So you now have a giant party that has weak structures. That's where you are now.
So the next meeting, at least going by the late night meeting of Tuesday, we hear the next meeting should now hold this Thursday, the 28th.
Hopefully so, according to...
All right, but and people are saying there are indications that acting chairman Damagun may be asked to step down. Do you see that as perhaps maybe a good starting point?
It may be asked. There are two. Well, as I said, the only organ that can so do is the NEC. But again, there is also a proviso. The proviso is that you can only elect or remove a national officer at a convention. So if you now activate what that Justice Peter has said, so would you say the NEC will just sit down and say somebody should go without any national convention? Where people will also say, well, Damagun didn't mention any national convention. He only came to step into the shoes of somebody. Well, maybe they might also look at that he was never elected. Also, if they're able to push that through, it may work. So we wait to see what the National Executive Council will do. But I hope that NEC is also polarized amongst, this warring interest. You have, on the one hand, the Wike interest. You have, on the other hand, the Bala Mohammed interest, then the Atiku interest. So you think Atiku is also there. So all these ones, you have governors who are behind them. You have so all these interests, will they be able to submit their personal interest to a central pool for them to say, okay, just like all the parties that came together in 2014 to form APC, they said, well, we know that we are strange bedfellows, but our eye must be on the ball. So let's do that and win. And they all submit. They all hung their pride and the what's his name now? The Amechis of this world, the Sarakis of this world, the one that came from Abga, that's Rocha Sokoroja. They all the pride. They buried their pride and came together. Amalgam of many parties, and they formed APC, were able to defeat the PDP. So if the PDP can learn a rope from there to say, okay, where Atiku has his eye on the ball, he said even at 80, by 20% will be 80, he said he still wants to run. His man from his own state will be serving out his second term. The Ahmadu Fitiri also has his eye on the ball. Bala Mohammed also ran as an aspirant. 2023, he also has his hands on the ball. Most of these governors who are there now, they are serving out there. So you see that it's full of interest. Yes.
Anyway, we need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us.
We don't like to eat better. More nutritious meals, more veggies. But we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Is this the new one?
Yes, ma'am. And each portion contains 5 grams of protein, 2.66 milligrams of iron, 414 IU of vitamin A. Move!
Mommy, is that what I think it is, Mommy?
Yes, it is, baby! You are the engine of your family. For them to win with the goodness of Golden Morn. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
From Nestle.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Thank you for staying with us. Before we went on the break, we were talking about the crisis in the PDP and the measures being taken to address the issues. And we still have in the studio our guest, public affairs analyst and journalist, Charles Ideho, speaking with regards to this. And before we went on the break, Charles, you were talking about the fact that the varying interests is the major issue, and if these people will be able to borrow a leaf from what the APC did in 2014, such that they were able to defeat the PDP at the time. Yes. But with the way things are going, it's looking like they are not learning that lesson, and everybody feels that we wield that influence to be able to defeat anyone as it is, and we'll take our faction and move on. But there is the question of, with Damagum is also an issue in this whole matter. Can't he step aside and say, you know what, because I am being seen as an issue, you guys, I would want to step aside honorably and let's resolve this matter?
He can, but he won't. Or he wouldn't want to do it.
What?
It's not there, so be hedged. Being held up there for specific reason by also powerful interests, the wicked interests. They are holding him there to keep latching on the party structure. Because with Damagun there, Wike will have a measure of control on the party, which of course he may want to use for also future interests, may not be immediate, okay? So that's also, so he may not want to leave now because he's serving the purpose of an interest, okay? And as I said, he is not there at his own behest, he's there holding that place in trust for some very powerful people, okay? And he's also a beneficiary of this warped system that they have put in place. People don't just resign honorably in this country, particularly when pecuniary interests are very high. Okay, pecuniary interests very high, and then people will just don't. Because if the Macron believes now he's going to leave, if he say I want to resign, well, people may applaud him, but he's going to be a villain to a lot of powerful interests. They will see, we are journalists. I'm a politician in training, so I can tell you. I am a journalist, but I'm a politician in training. I'm telling you exactly why these things are like this. You may want him, okay, my name is Umar Damagun, for peace to reign, let me resign. Yes, it's possible, but it is not going to work. Because, as I said, he is also part of the beneficiary of what is happening now. And if he leaves, the interest of the people whose interest is represented there may want to undo him. They may make him very irrelevant in the future. It may not smell any political, any position for
rather than being lauded for being a hero in this whole saga.
Yes. I mean, people in Nigeria, not maybe very few, maybe myself and a few people want to be hero. I don't know.
but would you really say that, you know, the PDP now is behind it? These wars are self-inflicted, or is there really, you know, some further to the allegation that there is external influence?
Yeah, there are always, you see, in politics, whether in the developed economies or developed climes or climes such as ours, there are always interests from yonder places, if you know what I mean. APC is the party in power. They came in since 2015. So APC will just let a very powerful opposition to get its house in order and then chase them out of town. It may not happen. So APC is also the beneficiary. You know, APC is the major beneficiary of the squabbles in PDP for now. Because a very powerful PDP is a threat to APC's continuation in power. So even for 100 years to come, APC will be happy for PDP to continue with what's happening now. Because I mean, it's just like a football team. You go and bring maybe Liverpool. Say you play with Agege United. I mean, you can determine the outcome. You understand? So that's the way it is. The APC want PDP to become Agege United. They become Man City or you understand? So there are always influences, and what the parties usually do is that they plant stooges in all these parties. They fund them. Remain where you are. Don't say you are APC member, but you just be there. They fund them. They use them as.
But these are allegations, eh?
No, I say what they usually do. Sometimes they do that. Often they also often do that. It's a known fact. But I'm not pointing to any party. I'm just saying what parties usually do. So it's not one party that is guilty of it. You understand? So they do that. They just put people there, just as us as journalists. Sometimes they send us to places to go do investigation. So that's what they do. So there are usually external influences in any conflicts within parties. You understand? Even if as I said, PDP was a very powerful party. They had an internal mechanism within that they were using to resolve the issues. But when they left, then governors took over. Then the balkanization of that structure has also made the governors to fall apart. The Otons, where is the Oton of this? Where is the Oton? Where's Ugwanyi?
After the G5.
After the G5, where are they today? They have so now new boys are, in the manner of speaking, we are not seeing them make Sheyi market of this world. They are there, but again, it still has between 2027. Obaseki, who also is on the side of Bala Mohammed. Obaseki will be living in a matter of weeks. So after he has left, how much power can he also wait? So you see that the Bala Mohammed his own side is also being weakened by the exit of so these are the things that. But again, as I said, all they need to do. But what at the center of this Kemi and Vero is the 2027 election.
Isn't that premature?
Atiku wants to be called president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, GCFRO. Even if it is one day before he goes back to his maker.
You don't think that's premature?
No, that's one thing. So will you ask Atiku?
That's a major issue.
I am telling you, Atiku wants to be called the president of the Federal Republic one day, even if it's one day. Then Sheyi Makinde feels that he is a big boy now. I mean, he's done well in a very large state.
It is not against him.
It is not against him.
Right.
Then he is with Wike. So there are a lot of things that are there. Bala Mohammed from the north, again.
Right.
It's a whole lot, Kemi, and
it's a whole lot. I mean, it's not said it's messy.
I don't envy them anyway.
At all.
Maybe I should just remain my job as a journalist.
No, you must continue the training.
You even said the training is pan to.
Anyway, you know I'm still an apprentice. I don't know whether I'm going to do freedom for me so I can go pick it.
Anyway, let's leave the conversation here. Charles Ideho, public affairs analyst and journalist. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right.